What if I told you that much of what we believe about time, how we measure it, how we celebrate it, and how we structure our lives around it, might not be entirely accurate? Imagine a reality where the calendar, as we know it, is an intricate illusion, designed to separate us from our true spiritual essence and the natural cycles of the universe. Picture a time when our lives were in perfect alignment with the cosmos, where the movements of the moon, the sun, and the stars dictated our actions, our celebrations, and our very understanding of existence. Such a world once existed, but over the centuries, it has been hidden beneath layers of political and religious influence. Today, we're going to peel back those layers and uncover a truth that has remained buried for far too long. This truth is found in an ancient manuscript, a Bible from 1775, that challenges our understanding of time, spirituality, and our connection to the universe. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Together, we'll embark on a journey of discovery that just might change the way you see the world forever. In this video, Aaron held up an old, weathered Bible, one that carries the kind of wisdom only centuries can preserve. But it wasn't the age of the Bible that captivated me. It was what it revealed. According to this Bible, the first month of the year wasn't January, it was March. The week didn't start on Monday but on Sunday. And perhaps most astonishingly, the year was made up of 13 months. As I watched, a mix of curiosity and disbelief stirred within me. How could this be real? Everything I had learned about time and calendars seemed to contradict it. Yet there it was, an ancient text that challenged the very foundation of our modern understanding of time. The more I pondered it, the more questions arose. Why did everything change? Who decided to rewrite the calendar, and what was the reason behind it? What did we lose when these changes were made? Curiosity quickly grew into a burning desire to uncover the truth. I realized that if I wanted answers, I had to dive deeper, not just into history, but into the very way we perceive time and spirituality. Let's begin with one of the most striking revelations, the concept of a 13-month year. In today's world, the idea of a 13-month calendar seems almost unthinkable. Yet, for many ancient civilizations, a 13-month calendar was not only natural, but also spiritually significant. Civilizations like the Egyptians, Babylonians, and Hebrews followed a lunar calendar, which was based on the cycles of the moon. Each new month started with the appearance of a new moon and lasted roughly 29.5 days, resulting in a lunar year of about 354 days. To align the lunar year with the solar year, they added an extra month every few years, creating a 13-month calendar. This wasn't just a practical adjustment. It reflected a deep connection with nature. The moon, with its phases, symbolized the cycles of life: birth, growth, decay, and renewal. Each phase carried its own unique energy, influencing the natural world, human behavior, and spiritual practices. But something changed. As the Roman Empire rose to power and Christianity spread, the 13-month lunar calendar was gradually replaced by the 12-month solar calendar. This wasn't just a practical switch, it signaled a deeper shift in how humanity viewed time. In 45 BCE, Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar, marking the start of this transition. The Julian calendar, based on the solar cycle, was created to bring more order and predictability to the Roman Empire's growing territories. This new calendar standardized the year into 12 months with 365.25 days, aligning time with the sun's movement rather than the moon's phases. But this change wasn't only about accuracy. It reflected a change in values, moving from a cyclical, nature-driven view of time to a more linear, structured one. The 13-month lunar calendar, with its more fluid and unpredictable nature, was seen as unsuitable for an empire that craved control and uniformity. By adopting the solar calendar, the Romans imposed a rigid structure on time, mirroring the political and social order they wanted to enforce. However, in doing so, they severed the connection humanity once had with the natural rhythms that had guided life for thousands of years. The 13th month, once a crucial part of the calendar, was discarded along with a deeper, spiritual understanding of time. This shift had significant consequences. The lunar calendar wasn't just a tool for marking days. It embodied a worldview where life was seen as an ongoing cycle. Birth, growth, death, and rebirth were not isolated moments, but interconnected phases of a larger cosmic journey. The moon, with its phases of waxing and waning, served as a visible reminder of life's cycles. It showed us that everything is connected, that endings lead to new beginnings, and that time doesn't move in a straight line, but in a circle. However, when humanity replaced the 13-month lunar calendar with the 12-month solar calendar, we shifted away from this cyclical view of time. We began to see time not as interconnected cycles, but as a linear path, a progression from the past to the future, losing the fluidity and connection that the lunar calendar represented. As I explored the history of calendars more deeply, I noticed a pattern. Spiritual principles and natural rhythms were gradually replaced by rigid structures, often imposed by political and religious authorities. The more I studied, the more I realized this wasn't just about changing how we mark dates. It was about how, as a society, we've become disconnected from the natural flow of the universe. This realization led me to question the effects of this disconnection. How has our shift from a cyclical to a linear perception of time impacted our lives, spirituality, and our connection to the world around us? The answers I found were both deep and unsettling. Let's start with the spiritual side. In many ancient cultures, time wasn't just a way to measure days and months. It was seen as sacred, tied closely to the cycles of nature and the cosmos. The lunar calendar, with its 13 months, reflected this sacred understanding. Each month was linked to a specific phase of the moon, and each phase carried its own spiritual qualities and energies. The new moon was seen as a fresh start, a perfect moment to set new goals and lay the groundwork for the future. The full moon, glowing brightly in the night sky, represented a time of fulfillment and celebration when you could reap the rewards of your hard work. As the moon began to wane and fade, it was a period for introspection, letting go, and getting ready for the next cycle. These phases of the moon were far more than mere celestial events. They played a crucial role in the spiritual practices of the time. People timed their rituals, festivals, and ceremonies to match the different phases of the moon, syncing their activities with the cosmic rhythms. This synchronization was considered vital for maintaining balance and harmony within oneself and the community. However, when the 13th month was removed from the calendar and replaced with a solar cycle, this deep connection with the moon was lost. Spiritual practices that had once been in harmony with the moon cycles were now forced into a rigid solar framework. This shift led to a gradual loss of the spiritual wisdom that had guided people for centuries. The removal of the lunar calendar not only impacted spirituality, but also affected many aspects of life, including how we celebrate holidays and organize our weeks. For instance, Christmas, traditionally observed on December 25th, is often thought to have roots in pagan winter solstice celebrations. But what if Christmas, like many holidays, was originally celebrated at a different time of year that aligned more closely with natural cycles? If March were the start of the year, December 25th would actually fall in the 10th month, not at the year's end. This raises intriguing questions about the origins and timing of our most treasured traditions. Could it be that by changing our calendar, we've also altered the spiritual meaning of these events? What if the true essence of these holidays has been obscured by centuries of changes? Another compelling question: is why the 13th month was removed from our calendar. The number 13 has long been associated with superstition and fear, especially in Western cultures. Yet in many ancient traditions, 13 was viewed as a sacred number, symbolizing transformation, rebirth, and the lunar cycles. In numerology, 13 is linked to change and new beginnings, concepts deeply tied to our spiritual journey. Removing the 13th month could be seen as an effort to detach society from these transformative energies, favoring a more rigid, linear view of time over the natural cyclical rhythms of the cosmos. This shift has significant consequences. By abandoning the 13-month calendar, we've not only lost touch with the natural cycles that once guided us, but also with the spiritual wisdom these cycles represented. The 13th month, with its association with transformation and renewal, served as a reminder that life is an ongoing process of growth and change. Without it, our understanding of time has become more static and fixed, lacking the fluidity and dynamism inherent in the lunar calendar. The impact of this shift extends well beyond just the spiritual aspect. It affects how we organize our societies, structure our work weeks, and even understand our place in the cosmos. One of the most notable changes resulting from moving from a lunar to a solar calendar is the rearrangement of the days of the week. In ancient times, Saturday, known as the Sabbath, was viewed as the seventh day, a time for rest and spiritual renewal. This tradition comes from Judaism, where Saturday was considered a sacred day, reflecting the biblical story of God resting on the seventh day after creation. However, as Christianity spread and Emperor Constantine converted to the faith, Sunday started to become more significant. Constantine, aiming to unify his empire under Christianity, declared Sunday, the day associated with the sun, as the official day of rest and worship. This wasn't purely a religious decision. It was also a strategic move to blend Christian and pagan traditions within his empire. By choosing a day already revered in many pagan cultures, Constantine effectively bridged two worlds. This change had deep spiritual repercussions. Sunday, initially linked with the sun and renewal, became the first day of the week, shifting the emphasis from rest and reflection to creation and new beginnings. This reordering disrupted the traditional sequence of the week, altering the spiritual flow of time. The reorganization of the week significantly changed our perception and experience of time. Previously, the traditional 7-day week, which focused on rest and renewal at the end, was replaced by a system prioritizing work and productivity. In this new setup, Sunday, originally a day of rest, became the first day of the week, symbolizing creation and action, while Saturday, once a day of rest, was pushed to the edge, losing much of its spiritual importance. This change mirrors a broader cultural shift from a society that valued rest, reflection, and spiritual renewal to one that emphasizes work, productivity, and material success. The effects of this shift are still evident today, as work often overshadows our lives. Rest is considered a luxury rather than a necessity, and spiritual aspects are frequently eclipsed by material demands. But what if we could reconnect with the ancient rhythms that once guided us? What if we could restore balance between work and rest, action and reflection, and the material and spiritual? The 1775 Bible suggests that achieving this balance is not only possible but crucial for our well-being and spiritual growth. Imagine a world where the week starts with Sunday, a day for renewal and creation, and ends with Saturday, a day for rest and reflection. Picture a calendar with 13 months, each aligned with the lunar phases, guiding us through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Envision a year beginning in March, symbolizing awakening and renewal as the Earth rejuvenates after winter. This isn't just a mere fantasy. It's a vision of a world where time serves more than just marking days. It's a sacred rhythm that links us with the cosmos, the Earth, and each other. To bring this vision to life, we first need to grasp the forces that have shaped our current view of time. Switching from a lunar to a solar calendar wasn't merely a practical change. It was a strategic move to bring order and control to a rapidly expanding empire. By standardizing time, the Roman Empire could unify its diverse populations, synchronize religious practices, and enforce a consistent system of governance. But this move came with a price. Aligning time with the solar cycle pushed aside the lunar calendar and the spiritual wisdom it represented. The moon's cycles, which once guided farming, religious rituals, and spiritual practices, were replaced by a rigid, linear structure focused more on control than on connection. This separation from the natural rhythms of the cosmos has had lasting effects. Today, time often feels like a series of deadlines, schedules, and appointments, a relentless progression that offers little space for reflection, renewal, or spiritual growth. We've lost touch with the cyclical nature of existence that once guided our ancestors. It doesn't have to be this way. The 1775 Bible shows us a different perspective on time, one that's more in tune with nature's cycles, the movements of celestial bodies, and the rhythms of the cosmos. By aligning ourselves with these ancient rhythms, we can restore balance and harmony in our lives, reconnecting with spiritual wisdom that has been lost over the centuries. This journey has led me to a deep realization. How we measure time is more than just a matter of convenience. It reflects our relationship with the world around us. By reclaiming the insights of the past, we have a chance to reconnect with the cycles that influence our lives, to live in harmony with nature, and to rediscover spiritual truths that time has obscured. But this journey isn't just about looking back, it's also about looking ahead. As we delve into the 1775 Bible's teachings, we're encouraged to think about how we might shape our future by reconnecting with the past. What if we experience time as a cycle instead of a straight line? How might our lives change if we aligned our practices, rituals, and celebrations with the natural rhythms of the earth and cosmos? These aren't just abstract ideas. They have real consequences for how we live day to day. By adopting a more cyclical view of time, we can cultivate a life that's more balanced and harmonious. This approach respects nature's rhythms, nurtures our spiritual growth, and strengthens our bond with the world around us. Redefining work culture through the lens of ancient rhythms. In today's fast-paced society, where productivity and efficiency often dominate our lives, the concept of rest is frequently undervalued. This relentless pursuit of output can lead to burnout, decreased creativity, and an overall sense of imbalance. However, if we were to align our work culture with the ancient rhythms described in texts like the 1775 Bible, we might discover a profound shift in our understanding of rest, not as a luxury, but as an essential component of a balanced life. The ancient rhythms and cycles outlined in these texts offer a timeless perspective on the integration of work and rest. They emphasize the importance of periodic renewal, suggesting that rest is not merely a break from work, but an integral part of life's natural rhythm. This perspective encourages us to view rest as a fundamental aspect of our daily and seasonal routines. By reinstating the value of rest, reflection, and renewal, we could cultivate a more sustainable and fulfilling approach to living, one that harmonizes our professional commitments with our inherent need for downtime. The benefits of embracing ancient rhythms. Enhanced well-being. Aligning our lives with these natural rhythms could lead to improved physical and mental health. Regular rest periods and reflective practices help in reducing stress, preventing burnout, and fostering a sense of rejuvenation. This holistic approach to work and rest allows us to maintain a healthier balance, leading to enhanced productivity and greater overall satisfaction. Increased creativity and innovation. When we incorporate structured periods of rest and reflection, we create space for creativity and innovation to flourish. Downtime is not just a break from work, but an opportunity for the mind to process information, generate new ideas, and solve problems more effectively. By embracing this rhythm, we can tap into deeper levels of creativity and productivity. Improved relationships. A balanced approach to work and rest also has a positive impact on our relationships. When we are well rested and reflective, we are more present and engaged in our interactions with others. This can lead to stronger personal and professional relationships, enhancing collaboration and fostering a supportive community environment. Transforming communities through rituals and celebrations. The impact of embracing ancient rhythms extends beyond individual well-being and touches on the collective. Imagine a community that celebrates holidays and rituals aligned with the cycles of the moon and the changing seasons. These celebrations could serve as regular reminders of our connection to nature and each other, fostering a deeper sense of belonging and unity. Strengthened community bonds. Seasonal rituals and celebrations can bring people together, creating opportunities for communal reflection, shared experiences, and mutual support. These gatherings can help strengthen social bonds, encourage cooperation, and build a sense of shared identity. Reconnection with nature. By aligning our communal activities with natural cycles, we foster a greater appreciation for the environment. Celebrating the changing seasons and lunar phases can deepen our connection to the Earth, encouraging sustainable practices and a more mindful approach to our interactions with the natural world. Holistic living. A community that embraces these rhythms is likely to adopt a more holistic approach to living. This includes integrating practices that promote both spiritual and material well-being. The balance between work, rest, and communal activities can lead to a more harmonious and sustainable way of life, benefiting all members of the community. But our journey doesn't end here. As we delve further into the 1775 Bible, we're prompted to consider how this ancient wisdom might be applied to our own lives. How can we adjust our daily routines, rituals, and celebrations to align more closely with the natural rhythms of the cosmos? What actions can we take to restore balance and harmony in our lives, reconnecting with the cycles that shape our existence? Finding answers to these questions might not be straightforward, but they're certainly worth pursuing. By embracing the insights from the past, we can create a more balanced, harmonious, and fulfilling life. One that respects the natural rhythms, supports our spiritual growth, and deepens our connection with the world around us. As you ponder these ideas, I invite you to embark on your own journey of discovery. Subscribe to our channel and like this video to stay updated with content that challenges our perspectives on time, history, and spirituality. Together, we can uncover the truths that have long been hidden. Thank you for joining me on this journey. The story of the 1775 Bible is just the beginning. There are many more mysteries to explore, and I'm excited to uncover them with you. Remember, the past holds the key to our future if we have the courage to seek it.